So let's be honest, golf's tough, isn't it? We need lots of time to play. We need time, maybe go somewhere else to practice. What if I told you that maybe this is the future of you playing great golf? And I'm going to show you why I'm so excited, not for playing golf particularly, but how learning golf and me as a coach, helping golfers play better, that VR golf just could be the future, but it's here right now. So here's something you probably never thought you'd see. So that's right. So the guys at Golf Plus very kindly have sent me a VR headset and a golf club attachment. And when I first got it a few weeks ago, it did take me a bit of time to get used to it. Now my 16-year-old son, Charlie, on the other hand, straight into it, and it's actually taken me a while to get this off him. So I'm going to show you a little bit about the gameplay, a little bit about practice mode, but most importantly, I think this really can help you understand your golf swing, improve your swing, and get the feels to help you play your best ever golf. So one of the bits of feedback I get very often is, particularly when golfers come into my studio, they'll say, I wish I had this space and your launch monitor and everything, but you need space, you need time, launch monitor are expensive. Now this headset was just under $300, and this club attachment, I think, was about $80, $90. So the prices are coming down, very, very entry level now. So you're almost looking at cheaper than the price of a new driver. You can get this and this. So let's dive in now. I'm going to show you a very cool little thing that they've done for this week for the Ryder Cup. And then I'm going to show you how you can really work on your game, not just playing, but you can work on your game to play your best ever golf when you get out on the course. So it's very cool when you first come in here. If you want, you can be in that virtual world. You can get yourself on. So I've downloaded Golf Plus. Not expensive to download. Great game. Loads and loads of courses on here. Starts to load up. Now the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to straight away go on to some actual golf course stuff. So Bethpage Black, Ryder Cup, round, and let's take us to the first tee. Now, I'm filming this just before the Ryder Cup starts, so I'm fully expecting a comfortable European win. So comment below if Europe won and it was a thrashing for the USA. If it isn't, I don't want to hear from you. Now, very cool. So they've actually put all the stands up. So this is what it would feel like visually to stand on the first tee. And the European team have apparently been using the VR headsets and creating the sounds from the crowd to actually make it more realistic for when they get on the golf course. So we're going to imagine I'm stood on the first tee, probably not going to go straight at the green. So I'm going to go down that left-hand side with a little baby fade. So we're going to set up, make the swing. Little cheer from the crowd. How good is it looking? Oh, it's perfect. We could sell that all day long for any of the players out there. I can see some very cool little data there. Apparently 120 club speed, ball speed 178, carry 312. Love that. And everything showing that little baby fade. Now for me that's great because I've got the feel for what I'm doing in my golf swing. Now, for me personally, I don't think I'd play loads and loads on this. Like I said before, Charlie, literally, I think he must have played 20 rounds of golf already. And it definitely shows him in the VR golf the exact same bad shots that he gets when he's out on the golf course. So we're able to give him something to practice on that he can do at home, in the garden, wherever it is. He doesn't need loads of space. Now, rather than play some more holes, only because I'm probably going to not hit a great second shot from there, I'm going to go into the practice range mode, which is the bit that me as a coach, I think is invaluable. Okay, so we're going to go down onto practice. We're going to go on analyzer, which is very, very cool. We fly into the clubhouse. You can see, not bad that, is it? I think I might actually be a bit more tempted to practice if that was my range. So I'm going to pop down to 7 And on the range, what I love is you can see the club. We can see as I come back, if I was opening the club face up, we can see if I try and feel like I keep the club face looking more at the golf ball. So I'm going to hit a shot, just a stock shot for me at the moment, and let's see what it would give us. So that's my little baby fade, which I would expect currently. Now that ball flight's currently set for dead straight. So we can see there, the club path was a little bit out to in. Club face was slightly closed to target, but 3 degrees open to the path, and that was on a little baby fade. So again, let's go one more stock swing for me. Now, left the club face more open. So we see club face 6.6 degrees open there. And that's that big cutty one. Right, so what I love with this is, let's say, for example, I tried to hit a bit more of a hooky one. I might close my stance a little bit, and I'm going to feel like I'm going to keep the face a bit more hooded and coming into impact. I'm going to turn my knuckles down and get that club face closing. So we see that ball curving from right to left. See club face 5.6 degrees closed. Path is still a little bit out to in. But again, absolutely love that. And again, that's the one at the moment that just gets a bit more exaggerated for what I'm looking for. So club face a little bit more open and still a little bit out to in. Again, that felt a little different through the ball. So yeah, club face a little bit more closed. And again, we can see there slightly out to in. Club face 5 degrees closed to the target. So a couple of degrees closed. Now, the interesting thing when I look at this menu, I know my feels and I know what I'm doing in my golf swing. I'm using TrackMan. I know there's a lot of good stuff there. So when I look at some numbers there, so I think face and path, very much kind of what I'm feeling there. I think if I look at attack angle, that's saying that I'm definitely hitting down on the ball. 91 mile an hour club speed with ball speed of 125. I kind of maybe feel that's a little faster than I would normally do. And there is one thing on there, like smash factor. So what I love with that is this is kind of saying that I'm striking the ball perfectly every time. Now, there's good points and bad points to that. So if you're working on something in your golf swing, so there I've not closed the club face enough. But I think the danger sometimes when we're hitting golf balls is if we're making poor contact with the golf ball, golfers find it really difficult to change what they're doing. Now, for me, I think this is great because you're not actually worrying about having to make great contact, but you are getting some feedback about the shot. I think the negative could be that you could be working on something that actually would be producing a great face and path, but actually the contact with the ground, the ball and then the ground, or just the contact with the ball itself could be off. So I think there's pros and cons to it, but I do think this is absolutely amazing. And I love the fact that you can stand up there, make your swing. And there's a little low one, nice and straight. And you can definitely play around with swing thoughts and feels that if I now try and just turn one over more. There we go. Curving from right to left. Absolutely love that. And I think the feedback on the screen is absolutely incredible. I love all the numbers as a coach, but I love that visual of what the path and what the face are doing through impact, because those are the keys to make the ball go where you want. So for any of you watching and thinking, is this gimmicky? Is it a bit like the golf on the Wii? Absolutely not. This is incredible stuff. Still very, very new, and I can only see this getting more and more accurate and better. And like I said, I think the entry-level price point for these now is incredible. I think when the weather's poor, and in the UK it's getting there, cold mornings, we've had some rain. It's great getting to the driving range and seeing real ball flight, but range balls can be poor, you've still got the wind. I think if you can be in a nice controlled environment, getting a feel for what you're doing, it is absolutely essential to play your best golf. Now the last bit that I'm very interested in this is very, very quickly, I think we're going to get to the point where somebody wants a golf lesson where they can pop their headset on, grab their club attachment, they could be on the other side of the world and I could pop my headset on and we can be both there together having a lesson, even though we're on different sides of the world, and we can be playing around with feels. And you could see when I was hitting the shots there, because I know how I feel I can deliver the path and face differently, I can influence the ball, hopefully not as well as I'd like, but if you can work on more of that stuff, this is definitely going to get you playing your best golf. And just as a little side note, comment below and let me know, was I right? Did Europe win the Ryder Cup? If they didn't, I don't care. But VR golf is definitely a future part of golf, and I think it'll be a huge part of golf. Again, thank you to the guys from Golf Now for sending me this stuff. I'm definitely going to use this a little bit more as a practice thing, if I can get it out of Charlie's hands and stop him playing 10 rounds a day.